Howdy Neighbors.
Howdy.
Howdy Neighbors, David here. And today on Boondock Stallions, we're going to be taking a look at the Chucky TV series that's coming to both USA and Sci-Fi. Now, before we get started, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe. Please subscribe. And even if you don't like the video, give it a thumbs down. We'll talk about it. Hit me up in the comments. I love to shoot the shit. Anywho, Chucky's TV series. Now, let's not go ahead and get this twisted. It's going to have absolutely nothing to do with the 2019 remake of Child's Play, which is a good movie, by the way. I know a lot of people didn't watch it because it went the route of artificial intelligence, you know, kind of going crazy versus a soul that's been put into a doll. And I know it's a very different road to take, but honestly, if you can't top the original, at least find a way to tell the story that's going to be unique in your own way of doing things. And the remake was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was actually much more terrifying. The AI had learned wrong. It was like a little Terminator went crazy, and I thought that was very scary, and it deserves a bit of a watch. Anywho, this show is going to be a continuation of all the original Child's Play movies. That's Child's Play 1, 2, 3, Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, Curse of Chucky, and Cult of Chucky. And what they're really doing is they're going to just continue to expand the ever-growing universe that is the Chucky universe. If you haven't watched my video yet on why Child's Play and Chucky is the strongest horror movie franchise to emerge out of the 80s, I'll leave a card for that at the end of the video. Check it out. It's a really good one. Like I said, it's the strongest. It's not the best. It's not my personal favorite. If we're going to sit here and talk about personal favorites in horror movies, we're going to have a long 6-hour discussion about why Jason's the best, but that's not why we're here. That is for another time. So, Chucky, the TV show, ever-expanding universe. You see, the best thing about the Chucky series is while I know Seed of Chucky is like the bastard redhead stepchild that you don't want to look at, it's still necessary in the lore because it doesn't stray or deviate from the storyline. The storyline goes very from A to B without changing anything in the past, but continuing to add and elaborate and give a bit more backstory, and I ramble on, I know. Anywho's, so this will be set up after Cult of Chucky, and from what we learned in Cult of Chucky, the cult doesn't really infer to a group of people that are all sitting there worshiping Chucky. It's actually a cult of Chucky dolls, or good guy dolls, that have all been brought to life by the soul of Chucky so that he can carry out multiple evil missions at a time. And I think what we're going to see here is one of those dolls will be mysteriously showing up in his hometown. Now, I'm saying it's his hometown. They haven't confirmed that it's his hometown, but it's going to be set in Hackensack, New Jersey. And for those of us that know anything about Chucky lore and Hackensack, New Jersey, that's a very significant place because it is where Chucky's body was laid to rest in Bride of Chucky. Whenever they went to go dig up the corpse of Charles Lee Ray, it was in Hackensack, New Jersey. And I'm assuming that that's Chucky's hometown because this is going to be set around that town, and Charles Lee Ray's body was sent there, seeing as how he was murdered in Chicago and then moved to New Jersey for his funeral. It only makes sense that that is Chucky's home. So, having said that, let's start off by reading the little synopsis, what we know from the website. Sci-Fi and USA released this. The series begins when a vintage Chucky doll, like I said, it's a good guy doll, turns up at a suburban yard sale, and an idyllic American town is thrown into chaos as a series of horrifying murders begin to expose the town's hypocrisies and secrets. Meanwhile, the arrival of enemies and allies from Chucky's past threaten to expose the truth behind the killings, as well as the demon doll's untold origins as a seemingly ordinary child who somehow became this notorious monster. That's right, we're going to see a young Charles Lee Ray. Now, as far as the list of characters and casts that have gone on, they've really only given us the backstory on the kids. They're going to be centered around 3 teenagers, and they're your very classic archetypes for kids. You've got the all-American jock kid, the self-appointed princess who is also a bully, who is dating the jock. You've got the loner, and you've got the weird kid next door. And I'm going to delve into the weird kid next door here in just a second. It's very cut and dry storytelling, and what it sounds like is we're going to get present-day killings going on in Hackensack, and then we're going to be getting flashbacks to Chucky's origins of him growing up in Hackensack. And so one of the biggest reveals for the casting was Devon Sawa. If you're not familiar with Devon Sawa, he was the embodiment of Casper in Casper. He was the star of Idle Hands. He was the star of Final Destination. He's done a lot of horror movies, and I haven't really seen him do much here lately, but the fact that they brought him in for a role that is being very kept tight under wraps is interesting to me for a few reasons. You see, now, according to Sci-Fi, he's playing a set of twins, and this says to me one of two things. A, he's either going to be some version of Glenn or Glenda. B, that's the absurd one. I really hope that one doesn't come into play. B, he's playing a younger version of both Charles Lee Ray and a possible twin brother of Charles Lee Ray, whom met an untimely end, which we'll delve into in the story, or the whole twin thing is a lie. Now, movie studios lie to distract us from what they're trying to say and do so that it's a bit more of a surprise for us when we get there. But what if Devon Sawa is just playing a young version of Charles Lee Ray? I've seen so many pictures of what he looks like today alongside pictures of the actor Brad Dourif when he was younger, and I could see Devon Sawa portraying a younger version of the Charles Lee Ray character, a younger version, something before we meet him at the very beginning of Child's Play, because we really don't get any backstory other than he's a notorious Lakeshore Strangler in all of the movies, and then you get to Curse of Chucky, and there's a little bit more backstory as they reveal what happened the night that he died in Chicago, and the whole history with Nika and her family. But other than that, there's really no backstory for Chucky. And so I think that Devon Sawa could really step up his game, and him being, you know, part of the horror genre from back in the 90s would really be a good part in addition to playing a young Charles Lee Ray. Anyways, so the kid next door, his name is Devon Lopez. Devon Lopez is the boy next door and true crime junkie. Devon is hell-bent on making sense of Hackensack's mysterious tragedies, both past and present, which means that he's going to be the exposition man of the movie. He's going to be the one to answer all of the weird questions that all of these kids are going to have through the whole movie. He's me. That's awesome. I'm super happy about it. I guess, and on a side note, it should be added that USA and Sci-Fi have said that they will be allowing F-bombs in the Chucky TV series, because what would a Chucky series be without him saying bad words? Am I right? Yeah. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Chucky movie. Let me know if you're looking forward to it, if you don't like it. Now, I know we all didn't like Seed of Chucky, but what are your thoughts on Curse of Chucky and Cult of Chucky? Were you happy that Alex Vincent came back to give us the old, you know, fuck you Chucky at the end? Forgive my language, sorry, but I get really excited about horror movies. Obviously, he's right here in the background. And so, let me know what you think down in the comments. Be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes.